this is Kim. So I'd like to say something with regards to the statement that is often used by people who say that oneness is us, we're one, we're all one. So we have to awaken to oneness, to the experience of oneness as the consciousness field that is backed up by scientific research, the latest scientific research that proved to us that matter is apparently not real because you have the cells, and then you have the DNA, and then you have the molecules and the protons, the neurons, neutrons, and then you have the quarks and the string, and like matter is always able to be subdivided into smaller and smaller particles, and in the end we're just space, we're just empty space, because every molecule and every single particle of that apparent matter is also able to be subdivided into particles, into smaller and smaller particles. So in the end, what is matter? That's an interesting question. What is matter? What is real? Are we real? Is this all real? Because the science has proven it to us that everything is able to be pulled apart into smaller and smaller particles. Everything, and then you take one of those particles and then you take it apart, and that's smaller particles again, and then you take one of those particles, take it apart, it's smaller particles again. So it leaves us with the question of what is real? Are we real? And it also leads us to state that we are all one. We are consciousness, we are awareness, we are oneness, we are everything. We are one. And that's a statement that is now used a lot by a lot of people. Saying that we're all one and we shouldn't worry, and life is just a ride, and we shouldn't fear, and it's, oneness is like the medicine for fear. That's what it's being used for, actually. It's to ensure us, or to comfort us in a way, by proving that we mustn't fear this reality. We mustn't fear, and we mustn't create a big deal about life, because we're all one, so we don't have to worry. Don't worry, be happy. We're all one. We're oneness, so it's all good. However, that's like okay, so why is that not actually practical? Why is that not actually livable? Because it's pretty words and it's nice to listen to, and oneness, okay, cool, great, wow, I'm gonna go and meditate on it now. But why is that not? Why doesn't it make any difference in the world? Why doesn't oneness, if we're all one anyway, then how come we can't, how come we can't place ourselves in the shoes of another being and fix the world? How come we can't do that if we're all one anyway? How come we can't fix this world like this? How come we have to shake everyone up and make everyone aware first? And what is that gonna do? and how long is it going to take us? Because I mean, if we look at the practical reality, if we look at the practicality of the reality, is that what is actually real? Thoughts or the human physical body? I mean, what is real? The idea and thought and question of, am I real? Who am I? Or the physical body? If we put it through the test, we'd have to be inclined to say the human physical body. For instance, when you go to the dentist and you get a prick, you have to open your mouth, and then you get like a shot in your mouth to sedate your whole thing, and then they start pulling out teeth and drilling and stuff. I mean, that's actually happening to you. You're not sitting there feeling one with the dentist, feeling one with everything, or on a surgical table, or when you get hurt. You're not in that moment able to phase out the pain through oneness, through the oneness experience and through the oneness energy. That's not possible because all you're experiencing in that moment is a physical pain. You're not even able to think about that. You're not able to think, is this real? Because yes, it's very, very real. At that moment, that's the only thing that's real. You're not able to question it. You're not gonna go and, you're not gonna be able to think to yourself, oh, but, I'm just empty space. This pain isn't real. Because the pain is real. It's there, and so you're experiencing it, and you're not even thinking about it. So you're not able to think about it. And thoughts are not making the pain go away. We know that. We all experience that. That's the reality. So that's why the whole oneness concept is just pretty words, but it's not practically applicable. It's not practical, because the only thing that's ever going to change the world and that's ever going to make the fear go away is if we just fix the world. I mean, if we make sure that the physical reality is taken care of, and who knows, maybe if the physical reality is taken care of, we won't have to worry anymore. We won't have to be afraid anymore. If we make sure that we live in a system like an equal money system, like any system that actually would provide for us, wherein we would be assured that we will not end up into poverty, and we will not be brutally murdered, and we will not be abused in any way, we won't have to worry anymore, and we won't have to search for solutions such as the oneness experience, because it's an experience that is at the moment only here because people are searching for solutions. People are searching for a way out, for a nice experience to kind of take our focus away from our day-to-day lives, which are basically filled with stress and worries and fears of all sorts, and pain, and all these things that are currently part of the physical reality. So why don't we consider the fact that the most important thing here is to just change the physical reality, change the money system, change the human system that we're living at the moment, wherein you're able to fall into poverty, wherein you're able to actually be abused and be hurt and murdered and raped and all that. Let's change the system. Let's change it into a system that supports all living beings equally, wherein people won't have to kill each other for money anymore, and people won't have to where you won't be able to even fall into poverty anymore. It will not exist, so you won't have to fear anymore, you won't have to worry anymore, poverty won't exist anymore. Those images that we see now of those African people skin over bones as like the ultimate image that we have in our minds of, this is not how I want to end up, this is like hell on earth, because that's what it is. It's hell on earth, and it's here, it exists in our world. So why don't we just fix that? Focus all our energy, all our attention, all our beingness onto that, fixing the physical reality as that which is actually real. The physical pain. Nobody wants to experience pain. Nobody wants to experience starving to death. Nobody wants to experience getting murdered and raped and getting stabbed to death or killed. Let's end all wars first. Let's end everything in this physical reality that causes harm. Let's end the monetary system at this moment, because our money system at the moment is the thing that is fueling starvation and war and rape and murder of all kinds, abuse of all kinds. That's our monetary system. So we should just change that and fix our physical reality, instead of searching for these illusionary solutions such as oneness, such as energy, as pretty words and knowledge and information. It's just thoughts, but it doesn't hold a candle towards against the physical reality. Thoughts remain illusions. Thoughts remain something in our mind that is able to just basically go away and dissipate. Whereas the human physical body, that's real. That's the actual experience of ourselves here in this reality, which determines our entire life experience, which determines who we are here in every moment of breath. So the only reason why we want to experience oneness is because we don't want to experience a physical reality as what it is at this moment, because at this moment the physical reality is hell on earth, because things like starvation exist, things like poverty exist, things like starving to death exist, things like war and murder and stuff like that. All of that exists. If you look at this reality, if you look at the world, and if you look at all the various ways that people get abused, and not only people but animals, if you look at the various ways that abuse exists in this world, and all the various types of pain that exist, it's extensive. So no wonder that we're looking for solutions. It's no wonder that we're trying to escape, instead of realizing that escaping only makes things worse. Because if we're busy escaping, trying to get out of here, we're not fixing the problem. We're only making it worse by not fixing it, by not looking at it, and by not realizing that, holy shit, we have to move our asses like ASAP. By not realizing the cause and core of the actual problem, which is the physical reality in itself, which just needs to be fixed. And we're not going to be able to fix it through energy. We're not going to be able to fix it through consciousness, because of the example that I made of the physical reality trumps the mental reality and consciousness. Because if you experience pain as a physical reality, your thoughts are absolutely worthless. Your feelings are absolutely worthless, because the physical reality is all that is real. So with energy, we're not going to be able to fix it. We have to physically move ourselves, and we have to physically stand here within and as the physical reality, as what is real, and directed to what is best for all, so that we have no more reasons to feel afraid anymore. It's common sense. It's the only thing that's really a real solution. The only thing that's acceptable is the equal money system. Support the equal money system. The basic foundations, the basic structure is already here. Support it, investigate yourself at www.desteni.co.za, and equal money at www.equalmoney.org. Thanks.